Alright guys, I know many of you have been waiting for this video because in the previous one I have promised that we are working on a code which will help you upload 10,000 or more NFTs on Opensea automatically with the metadata, with all the properties and stuff, and here it is. So let me go straight to my computer and I will show you the whole thing. Alright, so by the end of this video you will know how to create and upload 10,000 NFTs with metadata on Opensea. You will see that it's nothing really hard. I will show you how to generate the images for the NFTs by using different layers, and I will show you how to upload those images as NFTs with metadata as properties, the levels, stats, the unlockable content, explicit and sensitive content, to select the blockchain, the supply and the quantity for each NFT. So if you're ready to learn how that works automatically, let's go for it. Alright guys, so since you're watching that video, I guess you already know that most of the collections on Opensea are automatically generated. For example, the CryptoPunks that became popular since 2017. We can see a very unique NFTs, but they are very similar at the same time because we have a background, and then we have the hat in this case, and then we have different hair, cigarette. Those are pixelized, but even the Bored API Club, which is just exploding recently, and a value, the floor price reached 74 Ethereum. That is the lowest price in the collection, if you don't know what a floor price means. But again, here we have different backgrounds, which is the first layer, and then we have the body of the monkey, the hat, different mouth, eyes, ears, elements like hat. It could be glasses or anything. So most of the collections are automatically generated. Some are painted by hand and the artists are drawing them. And I'm not going to talk about how to design the layers. I just want to make it clear that nearly all of the collections out there are with generated NFTs by using different layers, and those with the Mutant API Club are just so ridiculous, and they have so many different elements over each other, and their floor price is already above 16 Ethereum. Anyway, if you have hard times when designing the layers, you can check out my video how to design layers for 10,000 NFTs. I hope that was the name. Yeah, how to create 10,000 NFTs, how to design layers. So I will drop a link in the description below for that video, but you can see what is the idea. We are creating different layers, and I have demonstrated with Canva. You can do it with anything like Photoshop or even MyPaint, any software you're comfortable with. But in this video, I'll be talking about how to generate and upload the 10,000 NFTs. So here was the background of the collection I have used. So here is the collection that I have created for demonstrational purposes. And actually, if you want to get an NFT for free, I give it all to my subscribers. You can just check out the description below and we'll send you an NFT for free, guys. So now let's go to generating and uploading the NFTs on Opensea with metadata. Alright, so now I'll show you how to create and upload 10,000 NFTs with metadata. For the purpose, I will generate 10,000 NFTs with the metadata, and then I will use them to upload it on Opensea automatically, and you will see how easy that works. For the purpose, my team has created a Hashlips fork. So that is the Hashlips famous code when we are generating NFTs. But my team made a small change, so the metadata's file works smoothly with the other code which I'll be using for uploading the NFTs on Opensea. And of course you will find a link to this code in the description of the video, and the only thing you will need to get started is NodeJS. To download the code, you simply need to click on the green code button and click download zip. And once it is downloaded, obviously we need to unzip it. So I will go now to the downloads folder. Here it is. I will extract it and I will open the folder. So here we need to make a few changes. First things first, I will click on the layers folder and I will need to drop here the layers that I have generated. I'll be using the layers I have created for the previous videos, so you can drop any layers you have created, designed. Here are the ones I'll be using. Here is the background, for example. And something important when we are generating the properties for the metadata file, the name of the property will be the name of the folder. In this case, it is background. And the value of the property will be the title of the picture, or the first word in the title of the picture. So in this case, the name of the property will be background and the value will be black. Or in other words, when a picture is generated with a black background in the metadata JSON file, there will be a property background black. And after the hash, we have a number. So the number identifies what will be the rarity of the NFT. And in my case, all are 10, so they will have similar rarity or the same rarity. But if you wanna have one NFT unique or a few NFTs, you can just lower the number as 1, for example. And then those NFTs that have that gray background with rarity 1 will be more wanted. You know how rarities work, right? The other change you need to do is to go to the folder src and open the config file. And the first thing I'll be changing here is the name prefix, and this will be the name of the NFT. In my case, I will put a name Shiba Demo Tunes. And as well, when generating the NFTs later on, the numbers will be added in the JSON file. So this one will be, for example, number 1 and number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to whatever number you go when generating them. The second thing we have below is the description of the NFT. So you can drop anything you wish in here, but I will select, for example, Shiba Demo Tunes Collection. Here we go. After that, we have the base URI, which is the path or the directory where you want to have your NFTs. For example, I will select the previous path, and here a new folder will be created called build with another one images inside. So I'll copy and I will paste it right in here. Okay, here we go. And one last thing here is actually to change the slash on the opposite side, because if you leave it that way, after that it won't work when we are uploading the NFTs. Quite important here, dashes are okay, one more slash, and then we will have build/images. That's it. Next thing we have is the external link name. Anything you wish as an external link, could be your website, a product you are selling. For example, I will drop again the link to my NFT course, where everyone who wants to learn more in details will be able to get the course when they buy the NFT, for example, right? Or I can decide to include a free coupon, discounted coupon to the course, anything you decide to have in there. The next thing is the name of the collection on Opensea. And for the purpose of the video, I have created the Shiba Demo Tunes collection, and this is where the NFTs will be uploaded. Below we have the number of the NFTs that you wish to be generated, and then are the names of the layers. So just go back to the layers, and what I have is background, glasses, head, mouth, Shiba Inu. And the first one is background, so the order matters. The second one for me will be Shiba Inu. The third one, instead of eye color, I will have my third layer, which is glasses. Then the fourth is the hat. The fifth is the mouth. And actually this will be the last one. And the last two I will just delete. And I think I'm pretty much ready with it. Below we have the size or the format you want to have with the generated pictures,
and now I'll just open it with the command prompt. Here it is. Yep, right in here. Now I'll go back one directory backwards and I will write npm install, so all packages needed to generate the pictures will be installed. I will continue the video once it's ready. And the packages were installed, so now I will write node index.js. I will hit on enter, and the pictures for my NFTs are being generated, and I can keep an eye on them live in the folder that was created. So I'll go back to the previous path, and here it is, build. Inside I have images, and if I click on it, you will see how the images appear one after another. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And obviously this saves a lot of time because we are just designing or drawing the layers. And I continue right after all the images were generated. Really awesome to do it all automatically. Now if I go back to build and I go to JSON, you will see the metadata information for each NFT, and as well on the top I have that metadata JSON file, and if I open it you will see the metadata for each image. On the top you can see the directory, then we have the name, which will be the NFT name on Opensea. Below is the external link. We have the description and the name of the collection on Opensea, and you can see all the properties that were generated dynamically and automatically. As well, for each NFT you have the option to select levels, stats, unlockable content, explicit and sensitive content, what supply you wish, which blockchain. Below is the price, so you can decide to put different prices for your NFTs, as well as the quantity for each NFT you wish to be sold. So from that bracket up until that bracket, this is the information for the first NFT, and then starting from that one down until here, this is the info for the second NFT, and then we have the third NFT from here until here, and so on until whatever number you have generated. So after we have created the NFTs, it is time to upload those 10,000 NFTs with metadata on Opensea. That you can do by downloading another code from GitHub repository, and I will drop a link down in the description. A few tips that might help you to get started is you will need Python. You will find the link right in here if you don't have it. As well, you will need a pip install, so we can use this command to run all the packages to use the code. Next thing is to install Google Chrome and the Chrome driver. One thing which is very important is to have the same versions of the two. You can check yours by going to help about Google Chrome, and you will see which version you have currently, and then go to Chrome driver, and on this link you need to find the same version as yours and download it. And down on the bottom you can see the structure of the JSON file, which I already showed to you previously. You have plenty of options here. You can decide to add different levels for each NFT, or unlockable content, explicit and sensitive content, supply and quantity. And what I will do is I will copy until quantity. So the metadata file that was generated will have it from levels down to quantity. And just to make it clear, this metadata JSON file that was generated has all of it inside, but it's static without values. So what I will do is just copy from the GitHub code structure. So you won't need to type the code manually, but you can just enter the values, and here it is. So my first NFT will have levels, stats, unlockable content, and here is the content. For example, I will write Shiba Tunes demo content, and below you have a few more options. So sensitive content is true, then supply I will select 5, blockchain will be Polygon because nobody wants to pay gas fees, and then quantity I will select 3, and this is how you can modify below. But if you want to have the same level stats, unlockable content and so on for the rest, you can just copy paste it, or for the first 100, for the first 1000, it's really up to you, but whatever you change in that file will be uploaded to Opensea. One important thing here is that the supply should be a bigger number than the quantity. If you do it the opposite, you will get an error. Alright, so the last thing I have to do right now is to download the code and run it so I can upload the NFTs on Opensea. So I'll click on code, download, zip, and it will take a while, but once it is ready, what you need to do is to unzip it. Here it is. So one important thing here is that you need to copy the metadata JSON file, and you will need to paste it in the data folder. Here we go. So the code will read from this folder when uploading on Opensea. Next thing to do is to install all the requirements, and for this purpose you need to go back to GitHub and copy the command that you see over here. Just copy it and paste and hit on enter. This will install all the packages, and now we can start the code. So what you need to write down is Python main.py and hit on enter. The first thing it will ask for is the MetaMask password, and then it will ask for the MetaMask recovery phrase. Now this is needed because this way the MetaMask will be imported automatically when we are starting the Chrome browser. Now the password and the recovery phrase won't be used for other purposes, they won't be sent to anyone or something like that. But if you're worried, I would suggest you to check out the complete code. It is a free source code, you can see what's inside. So just copy paste my password, and then it asks you if you want to save your password in a text file. If you select Y, it means yes, and in this way the password will be saved, and next time when you are using it, it won't ask for your password. But if you select no, you will need to drop your password every time. I'll select Y, and this just saved my password in assets in the text file. Alright, and now I will copy paste my recovery phrase, and as well I will select Y, so I won't need to do it again the second time I use it. And this text file is accessible only from me, it's on my computer, so for me it's alright to use it, it is safe this way. The next thing to do is to select the file from which we will be reading the metadata for the NFTs. I already copied the metadata JSON file in the data folder, so this is why I will select 2 and I will hit on enter. And pretty much that's it. It will start uploading the NFTs automatically. So here is the browser opening, and now it will import our MetaMask account. So now everything happens automatically, I'm not touching anything with my mouse. It will paste the phrase, the password, it will import it, and right after that it will log into the Opensea website using the MetaMask account. Okay, not moving my mouse, it all happens automatically right now. And I won't skip the video, so you'll see how long time it will take for each step, and at the end of the video I will give you a few possible errors or problems you might encounter. So now it starts uploading the first NFT automatically. It uploaded the picture, it will write the name, the external link, the description, it will select the collection as well, and it will write all the properties that we have selected, as well as the levels and the stats. It will drop as well the unlockable content, we'll choose the blockchain, and the supply will be 5, and it will hit on create. And so far we have created the NFT. Now it will automatically click on sell, it will select quantity 3, price 0.005, and it will complete the listing. After that it will sign the message. Here it is, and we have the first NFT straight away going for the second NFT. And now I will leave it to go through the second NFT because there won't be the stats, the levels. I haven't placed them in the code, right? So we will see the difference. There are the properties, and then it will just skip the levels, stats, unlockable content, all of that, and it will create the NFT. So whatever it is in the code, this is what will be uploaded on Opensea. And here it will complete the listing, it will sign the message, and we will have the second NFT. So what is the difference when we have the levels, the stats, the unlockable content, the supply, and when we don't have it? Alright, so now I'll leave them uploading and I will grab a cup of coffee and I will continue with some possible issues that you might have. Alright, so we are at NFT number 32. It continues uploading, and the first thing you might see happening is the program to stop working at any given moment. There are a few possible reasons for that, but the main one is if your internet gets slower, or if the website Opensea itself gets slower for some reason. This means that each window will pop up slower, and the slower connection will force the program to stop. And of course I will give you the solution and I will explain it. It might happen that the program stops because of a slow connection, because in the code, I will show it to you, if you look for sleep, you will see that when a certain window opens, there are a certain seconds where the program waits. For example, here is 2, or to make it simple, the program waits for a few seconds so the element will become clickable. For example, here it will wait another 2 seconds to place the value for the supply. So to make it simpler, if the uploading stops and you think it is because of a slower internet, you can increase those seconds. There is no problem increasing it to 10 seconds. Obviously, the uploading process will be slower, but at least it won't stop, right? So let me demonstrate what I mean. You can see here it is uploading on the background, even I show something else. But what I will do right now, I will stop it manually, imitating there was an error. So here is the error, but it is an error because I stopped it manually. But if it stops for some reason, don't panic, it's very easy to continue. You just need to see which is the last NFT that was uploaded. It is 34 and it started uploading the 35th one, this one over here. So now I will go back to the folder where we have the code itself, and I will click on data, and I will open the metadata JSON file, and I need to look for the 35th one, right? Or I can simply search for it, number 35. Here it is. So all the NFTs before that were uploaded, and the thing I have to do is to delete them from the code, okay? Everything that was uploaded, I need to remove it. So I'll just click on the line above that, and I will scroll up until the beginning, and I will just mark everything up until here. I will remove it, and I will delete this line. Yep, that's it. So now when I run the code, it will start straight away from number 35. And one important thing is, if you make any changes in the code, it is not a bad idea to validate it. So what you can do is go to Google and write down JSON validator online, There are plenty of tools, but I have used that one quite many times, and now I'll just paste the code over here and it will be ready in a second. Here we go, and I will click on validate JSON. Now this is not a necessary thing, guys, right? I'm just giving you some tips which were useful to me at the beginning, especially because I'm not a developer and quite often I make some mistakes, but this is why I showed you how to copy paste instead of changing manually or writing manually the code. So the validation should be ready in a second. I should see a green line, yeah, valid JSON, and now I will need to run the code again. So what I will write is Python main.py. I will hit on enter, and this time it will not ask me for the password because I have selected to store it in the text file, and I will select number 2 again to read from the metadata JSON file, and again I will hit on enter. So pretty much this is what you need to do if the uploading stops for any reason, and you can see that now it will continue uploading from the 35th one. So here it is. Again, I'm not touching anything with my mouse. It will import the MetaMask wallet automatically, and then it will sign into the Opensea website. Alright, so the whole process basically does the uploading automatically. It clicks on all buttons. I know there were plenty of solutions on YouTube with a program where you record the mouse movement, but that's really a horrible method for me. Even the first time I saw it, I just ignored it and I asked my team to find a better solution. Hope it is useful to you guys. If you have found it useful, make sure to subscribe, like the video, will support our work. And here you can see the first NFT is with number 35, and it will continue with all the rest in the code. So if you have any questions, do let me know in the comments below. I do my best to answer to all comments personally. Even recently it becomes nearly impossible, but I do my best. And yep, here it is. It was just listed.
Alright guys, so I really hope that you have found that useful. If you prefer to use the previous method, I will put a card over here to the previous video. If you haven't watched it, there we can upload the 10,000 NFTs automatically again, but without metadata. So it depends on what is your project. Do you include data or you don't? I really thank you for staying with me until the end. If you have found it useful, I'll be super happy to see you subscribing. Smash the like button, and I wish you to enjoy your day.